Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm so excited to be back to colour with you. And today I'm going to be using Inktense Pencils on Neenah cardstock. I've got this really cute stamp set. It's from Papercrafting Studios, which is a new company to me, and it has really beautiful little girl images and some fun sentiments too. Check it out. It has actually some quite hilarious sentiments that I can't wait to use in there. I've set up a little scene, 3 of the girls and 1 of the sentiments, and I'm actually stamping it directly onto my card front. So this is a landscape side fold card, and I am using a 110-pound Neenah white cardstock. And when I use my Inktense pencils on normal cardstock, and I'm saying that with inverted commas around it, I mean not watercolor cardstock, because Inktense pencils can be used like a normal pencil, but they can also be used as like a watercolor pencil when they have a real intense color, so you need very little color. And I've not used them on this cardstock before, so I really wanted to give it a try and see how it looks and see how they go too. Like, the cardstock that I normally use is it's not as shiny, but it has a lot smoother finish, and I've been using the Neenah now for a little while, and I do like it, but it has sort of a bit of it's not textured, just not as quite as smooth finished as the one that I used for years. So I found that the Inktense pencils didn't blend as well as they did on the other cardstock that I have. But remember, this is not meant for this. This is actually not a watercolor cardstock. If I had have used something that could tolerate a lot more water, then I could have gone to town. How I colour on cardstock that's not meant for watercolor is actually add my colours with the pencils first to the images, and once I've added, sometimes I add 2 or 3 different colours to a section. Like on her hair, I did 3 different tones, and I added all the pencil layers first because I don't want to add too much water to these images. Oh, I must say too that I did stamp them out with some onyx black and set it aside to dry for a little while before I did come in. I felt that when I added the water to the images, it was like the onyx black was bleeding a little bit, and I thought it was going to be no good. But I kept going, and when it dried a little bit, it actually improved. Like the onyx black stamped image, it sort of dried as well. So I think it might have been just a little bit of water in the fibre of the paper that was just making it look a little bit different whilst it was wet, but when it dried it was fine. Inktense pencils have a really intense colour, so you really only need to add a little bit, and I wanted to get a little watercolory kind of look happening here, so I'm using the pencils very lightly because I can actually come in and add more afterwards if I want, and I do that to her faces and add it just as a pencil and not actually re-blend it out again. And that's another option. If I want to add another layer, I'd wait for the whole area to dry. So you'll see me, I'm working in one area, going to another, and then coming back and working in the previous area again after it's dried. So if I want to add more colour, and I want to use a direct to paper with the pencil, I'll wait for that portion of the image to dry. The other way, and I do use this a lot with my colouring with Inktense, is I use the paintbrush, or this time I'm actually using, I think this is the Altenew water well, you know, the aqua brushes where the water's actually in the well. I thought I'd give it a try, but I use the wet tip of the brush to pick up the ink directly off the lead of the pencil, and this works really well. Just be aware that once the pencil or the Inktense pencil has dried on the cardstock, you can't move it again. it actually dries permanently. And this is great because you can do other techniques, like you can come and add other colours and other mediums and things over top without the fear of you losing that original sort of layer of colour, or give you the opportunity to add more colour on top, knowing that you're not going to be removing colour from beneath as well. This is a very clean and simple card, and I think overall I did like the way that the Neenah held up with the Inktense pencils. I did not add a lot of water, like I said, and I was very careful when I was actually laying down colour on a couple of areas. You can see the pencil line, so I was a bit more after I did that I was a little bit more careful about making sure that my pencil was sort of softly added to the paper without the lines. And I've kept all of this in real time too, just for something a bit different today. So that's my finished card for today. How simple was that? I'm so glad you could join me. If you like this video, please like it, and if you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel. So till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.